Ready to go on?
I am ready.
As ready as you're going to be anyway this
Yes,
morning.
ready as I am.
We were discussing earlier how it's been a little bit of a rainy morning, so we've been a little bit lethargic, we'll say. There's a word for you.
Definitely. I'm feeling slow and lethargic this morning for sure. So how is everybody this morning? I think we need some sunshine and rainbows today with this weather.
It's definitely the perfect day for this project.
Yes, yes. I know I am sleepy and tired, so let's gather our materials and start crafting, because crafting is always happy.
Yay!
And I don't know, Liz, are there people on? Are we ready?
Yeah, we've got 4 viewers right now that I can see. Okay. I know we have Megan.
Hi, Megan. And you know what? I realized right now at 11 the governor is speaking, so it's hard to keep with that. So they can people can watch and craft later. So I'm going to just get started so you can we can tape this and people can watch later and get their rainbows posted for everyone to see. So what we need today is construction paper of various colors, scissors. If you have hot glue, that would be a much faster route. But if you have just Elmer's glue or some other tacky glue, that would still work. And finally, some string to hang it at the end. So quick and simple. We'll go through the steps, and you'll be ready to hang some really pretty rainbow hearts on your window or in your car, wherever you'd like. Okay, so
and wait, Julie, before we get into the project, while we let people maybe gather some supplies, let's tell them a little bit about why we want to hang these in our window.
Sure. So my friend Ashley has started a wonderful group for this area. It's called 410 Rainbow Hunt, and there is a group that you can join. Liz, I don't know if you can put that on in the comment section. And the idea is to really bring the community together. We're all feeling very isolated as we stay home to prevent the spread of the virus, and we want to really still keep in touch with our friends and family and community. So by hanging these rainbows of any sort, so it doesn't have to just be what we're making here, I'm just giving you an idea. And since we were crafting, we decided to add this to our craft project. But you can be creative. You can draw a rainbow picture. You can paint a picture. You can chalk your walk. So many wonderful, wonderful ideas, and they've already started. But this group is a private group. You can anyone can join. You just have to request to join and post or put up a rainbow so that as maybe you're going out for a drive because you're tired of being in your house, but you're still social distancing, you can see the beautiful rainbows and bring some sunshine into your day and into others. So
yes, and today's the perfect day for that. We know that it's a cloudy, kind of dreary day, and tomorrow's supposed to be a little bit nicer. Yeah. So yeah, definitely, we would love to see your rainbows. So not only are we going to see them when you share them with us by sending us a message or tagging us in your photos, but also when we're able to get out and about, we'll get to see your rainbows. And something that Julie and I were talking about, leave a comment. We want to know, do you say 410 or would you say 410? We were debating that before we went on, like how to talk about it. Is it 410 or 410? I personally say 410.
And I don't know if it's by when you grew up or where you grew up. So it was just an interesting conversation that we were having. So yes, and you know, it's not just, and if you're not going out, I realize you also see the beautiful creations within the group. So people are posting the pictures within this group, and the artwork is is so inspiring, and it puts a smile on your face. So you don't even have to leave your house to see the beautiful rainbows. Okay, so let's add to that creativity, add to that beauty, and come together through artwork. All right. So Liz, if you want to change the page, and I'll maybe mute me as I rustle around here, and we'll get started on our craft. I think you're on mute, Liz.
Sorry, I was on mute. You're right. So I flipped it around. We've got Charlie on here. So we have one comment that said, I've always said 410. I'm glad it's not just me, Megan. I wasn't sure. I was like, maybe I'm an Air Force brat, so I know some of the things I say and do are a little bit different just from growing up all around. So I thought that was it. But 410. I feel like I say that because when you say a phone number, you say every digit and you don't group other ones together necessarily. So maybe that's why. Thanks for your comment, Megan. Julie's set up, and I'm gonna sing. Someone asked me once why we don't add sound like music to the background, and I realized the answer this morning when I was thinking about it is because copyright issues. Because we save these videos and we add them to, I put them up on YouTube. So if you don't get to watch the whole thing now, or you want to come back and watch them later, they're going to be on YouTube. And I don't know about the YouTube copyright issues. I don't want to mess with that too much. So I haven't put music in there in the meantime. But yeah, I might try to find some non-copyrighted music. I don't know I can't remember what that, like Creative Commons music. So it's okay. I put you. Julie's gonna join us. Here we go. She's back again. I had her just completely removed, so we didn't even hear the rustling sound. Nobody heard any of that.
Oh, good.
So now we've got. I'm gonna switch this up. Here we go. So now you've got the little picture on the side of Charlie.
Okay, excellent. So the other thing, yeah, I say 410, to be honest, and I don't know. Honestly, I think I learned that from my parents, so maybe their era of how they learned. So let's get crafting. If you have your construction paper out, I'm going to let you know that I cut my pieces in 1.5 inch wide strips, and for my display one, I did have red. I did have all the colors, but I was limited to 1 sheet of red. So work with what you have. It all looks beautiful. So as I show this to you, I'm going to use what colors I have available. I'm not as prepped this time, but I want, for this project, the length, I'm going to start with them all at 10 inches long. And here I did not finish cutting mine, so I'm going to do that. So again, to go over that, I have them at 1.5 inches wide and 10 inches long. And that is how I came up with this design. Of course, you can make it larger and thinner or thicker, whatever you are interested in, but that is to create the look that I have here. So now this is going to create, you want 2 pieces of each color. And
hi, Christine. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, Christine. To make 2 sides of the heart, you need 2 pieces of each color. And to create that depth or that step of size, you're going to start with 10 inches. Then you're going to cut this piece at 9 inches, 8 inches, 7, and then 6. All right, so I'm going to do that in front of you so you'll see the difference. So this piece is 10 inches, so I'm going to cut this at 9 inches.
Hello, Jaspreet.
Hi, Jaspreet. How are you?
This is a great time for kids to learn about rulers and fractions and things. So everything is 1 inch less, gradual reduction.
I was thinking this morning as I was prepping this how I am not a teacher, and ironically, both of my parents were teachers. And I always thought that they were my heroes, and how they did this in front of a classroom of students, and how difficult it is just doing this in front of a virtual community is so difficult. So kudos to all of our teachers, which I've always admired.
Yes, that is right. I'm finding how difficult, of course, I think many parents are. They're like, oh, wait, you do how much education in a day? And how much planning is actually required to feel like you're covering all the subjects correctly?
Well, I mean, honestly, I always knew it because they worked their tails off, and I saw it at home. They came home and they never stopped working, and they were up till the wee hours grading papers, and here I'm just, doing arts and crafts, and it's so much work. So I just adore our teachers.
That's the only reason when I try to, when I see that I feel like it's a something that is educational, I try to jump in there and give some ideas.
Yeah, you're awesome about that.
They're learning whether we realize it or not, and by things like this, by talking about fractions. So in this case, you're reducing it. I said 1 inch off of each one, but obviously it's going to step up. This is a great example. I'm pointing at the screen and you can't see it, but I realize I'm
right, okay, so,
but like you have that gradual step. So it's actually not just 1 inch. You're going to 1 inch. What's the next one? 2 inches, 3 inches, and they have to learn. They're reading a ruler that way, and so yeah, that's fun.
It's great practice. So you can find that in everything that you do. Okay, so from here I'm going to cut. So I think I took it out of the screen so I could see it. Sorry. So I don't know, maybe type it and tell Liz. I don't know if people actually do this craft with me. Let me know if it's helpful if I do this in front of you or I have the stuff prepped prior. So I'm trying both techniques.
I like to see the background, like every step. So this is always helpful for me, I admit.
It is? Okay. That's Liz, that's you talking, not a comment.
Yeah, that's me.
Okay. Because sometimes I feel like I'm different. I like just to go. Like I don't want to see it. Just show me and move along.
I can understand that, but that's why this is it's not a super complicated. Oh, someone asked how wide the strips are.
They're 1.5 inches wide. But just to let you know, this isn't a steadfast rule. You can make them as thin or as thick as you'd like, or as thin as you'd like. All right. So moving on, we're going to start creating our bends and one side of the heart at a time. So separate them. All right, if you have hot glue, this will work much faster than simple Elmer's glue, because with Elmer's glue you will have to hold the pieces together, but Elmer's glue will work as well. It just will take you a little bit longer. So place your strips together and even them up at one side. And here's where I like to glue the base together. At the the very tip. A thin line of glue and the red and orange, or in my case the pink and orange together, and then orange and yellow.
Laura said, I like watching you prep it.
Okay, great. I just don't like, I wonder because I don't want to take up too much time for people. Okay. Now squeeze that off. It's a little off on this one, hurrying up.
I would definitely, for myself, I've got a ton of glue sticks. I ordered them in bulk because I feel like teachers were always asking for them, and now I have a bulk of glue sticks. So that'd probably be what I would use, and we would just maybe practice counting while we held it together.
Oh, that's good. Glue sticks are fabulous until you just be very, very careful. So now we're going to start the bending process. And this is just my issue. I did this really fast, and I can't stand when I get little bends in the construction paper. So just be careful. That's my issue. So I like when it's nice and curly. So you take your first color, so this is my blue, and gently curl it over and glue it down right at the edge. Okay, so that will be my first curl of the heart. And line it up. And I'm going to take my green. Because it's an inch off, you're going to have that wonderful separation right here. So do the same. And you're just building that one side of the heart. And go the yellow. And then the orange.
And just to review the measurements while you're gluing, they're each, in this example, they can be whatever you want, but really, in this example, they are 1.5 inches wide, and then you start with a 10-inch strip, and each color strip graduates an extra inch in reduction.
So as long as they're even, you know, whatever you measurements you decide, just keep them consistent. Okay, so here's our first side of the heart, and we move on to the next side. So I'll put that together quickly, so if you're moving along with me, you can catch up. I'm going to do this quickly as you watch. And just think, if you have longer strips, you're going to have a larger heart. The smaller strips, you're going to have the smaller heart. And you can do this with different materials. I was going to show you, you can also do different variation of colors. Make sure you line them up. So here I started one, like you could do all pink. All right, so I'm going to bend it down. Now the green. Onto the yellow.
Anyway, I talked about measuring, but another great thing that this does is talking about how rainbows are made. This is such a great discussion time as you're doing this to talk about the colors, primary colors, secondary colors. I'm an art student, so for me as well, I always think about things like that. How does it tie into art? And how does art tie into every other facet of education? So yeah, this is a great time to not just talk about measurements, but talk about weather, talk about how rainbows are made, and then also talk about empathy and sympathy, and think about the things that we're doing by putting these rainbows in our window and why we're doing it. So it's an easy way to make a difficult conversation easier.
Absolutely, Liz. That's beautiful. I love it. So now we have both sides of our heart. So to put this together, I like to use the same color as the largest portion of my heart. Now it's 1.5 inches wide. I made this 5.5 inches long so that I can have it as a hanger. If you have a hole puncher, you can punch it. If you don't, it's not, you can find a creative way. You could poke a hole with a pencil. I have glue string hanging off of me. So here is where you will glue it between. This is where you'll need definitely more glue.
And for anyone just joining us, I'll just say too, I left a comment in the comment section, and I'll put it on the screen again, about one of the reasons that we're doing this is there's a Facebook group called 410 Rainbow Hunt, and it is just a way that we can hang these beautiful rainbows in our window to bring some cheer to anyone who might be driving around or walking through your neighborhood as you walk your dog. So if you put them in your window, we will see them as we get out and about a little bit more.
Sorry, Liz.
You're fine.
I ran out of glue.
That's all right. See, these are things that happen. It's a perfect example of adults make mistakes. It's another learning time. Everything to me.
Very funny. Hold on. I have to see where I have a whole pile of them. You talk about a pile. Here, let me just see if I can tack this on.
Sure.
And then I'll go grab. That's funny.
Thanks again, everyone, for joining us and leaving your comments. It definitely helps us know that you want us to continue doing these craft times. We're excited to do it, but we want to make sure that you're there watching. And we are doing them every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. We reduced the day down just to make sure that we're not taking up your whole week, and that you still want to join us. Great question, Megan. Yes, I am absolutely posting these on our YouTube channel, the Capra Coast Books YouTube channel. Here, I'm going to flip this around really quick. I'm going to test something. While Julie's here, I'm going to test seeing this, if I can fit these on the screen in a way that, I wonder how I can rearrange them. I was trying to find a way where we can still see her large, but still have the things on the screen. I guess there's not a way to do it. So I'm going to hide that for right now.
Okay.
But yeah, these will be posted on YouTube, and I do have to do a little bit of editing with them before I get them on there. So sometimes it's a day or two before I get them up, but they'll be on the YouTube channel. You can also still find them at this link. They still play live. So the link will play the whole recording back. Like I said, this is a live video, so this is happening now, obviously, but it will show up as a recording in the same link. And then YouTube, those are the only two places I guess that it will be. Not Instagram, because I haven't figured out how to put them on Instagram, and that seems like it'd be a really long video for Instagram. But again, we appreciate your comments because it definitely helps us know. And I thank you for saying that you're going to come back and watch it later. We know we'll go back and watch Hogan's speech ourselves. And thank you, Janelle. I love this. I love the idea behind this craft. So if you're watching us and you're not in the 410 area code or 410, however you say it, if you're not in that area code, you can look in your area and see if they have this rainbow project, because it's not exclusive to our area. This is just what got us started in doing this, because a lot of us are local. So, and it's a great way to show everyone just that you're still in your house and hanging out. So, all right, you ready, Julie?
Yes, yes.
More glue, great.
Okay. All right, so here's the finished product. You can hang it on twine. It would be terrific if you kept on making multiple ones. So string them along here. It'd be a wonderful banner. If you wanted to make them all red, all orange, the options are endless. So I hope to see what you create. Again, post pictures. I can't wait to see pictures of if you did yesterday's craft, the tie-dye craft. I can't wait to see pictures of that, and hopefully we'll have a weekly roundup on Friday.
Oh, that's a good idea.
So this is the result, and if you have any questions, please post questions or message me or Liz, and I hope you had fun.
Yeah, the other thing that I imagine would be really interesting would be, I see this as a heart, but it actually could be really fun as a flower too.
Yes.
If you went around, you just have to be a little bit careful because it might be a little bit heavy. But I just see a beautiful flower with all that. So I could see if you really wanted to get super, super crafty, going around and either making
a wreath. You can make
it yeah, for a door.
Mm-hmm.
That could be great too if you don't have a window necessarily, and you have maybe you live in an apartment and you don't have a front window and you just want to share it in your.
We can have another craft day of that.
Yes. Oh, we should do this again. Yes, in a big scale wreath.
Yeah, don't worry, I will not run out of ideas.
That's true. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Anybody else have any other last questions or anything? Type them in now. Looks like we are good to go, and we will have to see you tomorrow with another great craft. Remember, if you go into the event link, you'll see the list of materials so that you can get them prepped ahead of time so you can do this while you're watching. Julie's really good about sharing a picture of what the final craft will look like and what the material list is ahead of time. So, all right, have a great day, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.